Different levels, I cannot relate. You never win if you play in this safe. It's all a game until you get played. You speaking so loud with nothing to say. Hey, I'm betting it down on me. No cap. They said they ride for me, and they talk so bad on me. I know there's no friends in this business. That's why I keep my family close. Let's go. Put in work and secure the bag, and then take it back to my phone.
Tonight's showcase is presented by Toyota, a proud supporter of youth and flag football nationwide. The San Francisco Bay Area setting the stage for the NFL's grandest stage. Super Bowl 60 will soon crown the next world champions, and so what a better place to welcome some of the best flag football teams in the world. And with that, we welcome you to this flag football showcase between USA and Mexico as presented by Toyota. I am Rhett Lewis here with one of the greats of this game, now one of the great voices of this game, two-time IFAF European champion with the Great Britain women's team. Phoebe Schechter is here. And Phoebe, what an exciting moment, another great moment as flag continues to grow this game globally, all coming down the road to the Olympics, as flag now debuts as an Olympic sport in LA 28.
We are in such an exciting time in our sport right now. And let's look at these two teams behind us. This is on one of the biggest stages we have, Super Bowl week, to have this sort of access. IFAF teams being out there. I mean, this is what it's about, the growth of the game. We've got over 100 countries playing flag football. So to see two of them out here is such an honor to all of us globally.
And two of the very best. The IFAF #1 ranked team, USA team is ready for action against the #3 ranked team from Mexico. And we are fired up for this matchup that really is become a terrific rivalry. Now, it's been a little bit one-sided as of late in medal games. The USA team has won the last 3, including the last world champions back in 2023. So let's take a look here, averaging over 41 points a game in 3 medal round games against Mexico. But here's the thing. This game here between these two teams, I mean, the last 2 times that they have met, this has been decided by 7 points.
And that's what makes this just so competitive. This is a true rivalry. You said it earlier. These are two of the best teams. And look, when you're looking at flag football, the key to this is you've got to be able to score almost every drive on offense. It changes your whole game plan. And then you see what they're able to do out here. And USA has been phenomenal. They've got a slew of great players. And Mexico, they've got a very unique style of play, using multiple quarterbacks. And so this battle back and forth is just ferocious between these two countries.
Certainly going to get into those key players for each of the teams. And of course, for the U.S. men's national team, that starts with the face of the team, their quarterback, Daryl "Hoosh" Doucette, who has been simply unbeatable. 31-0, as you saw right there, as leading this team. He was part of that World Games gold medal team. He's been part of world champion teams. And what makes him such a great player for flag football, especially at his size, 5'7", 140 pounds.
You know, what's so beautiful about flag football is it actually doesn't matter what shape, size you are. And what makes him so dangerous is that he is able to change direction. He can go from low to high. He's explosive. He's got the threat of being a quarterback, but then he can also run with the football. And when you see him flip those hips, my goodness, you can't even find that flag.
That's right. I mean, like, those are numbers right there that would make Drake May and Sam Darnold jealous, playing a Super Bowl Sunday right there, just under 50 points per game, with Hoosh piloting the offense. Time now to welcome in the third member of our broadcast team. Kimmy Checks there with Hoosh.
Hey guys, you were just bragging on him. Now I got him pregame before we start here. I understand that the U.S. and Mexico teams were not able to face off against one another in Panama in the IFAF Continentals. What's the message that this U.S. team would like to send today with this level of competition?
We just want to show the world what our sport is really about. They're a great team, and we're in a championship for a reason. We look forward to playing them every year. We know it's going to be a great battle, and we want to give the fans what they came to see, and that's a great game.
Now, what does it mean? This is the biggest week in the football calendar to have Olympic-style flag football showcased today. What do you hope that shows the world?
That our game is fast, exciting, It's not the ordinary football you're used to seeing. We have our own lane, and we want to put flag football, the whole world, we want them on notice of what our sport is really about.
Now, this U.S. team came out of the tunnel saying, bring them out, bring them out. Now it's time to bring it out. You go get ready. You go get set. Back to you guys, Red and Phoebe.
Kimmy, thanks. Look forward to seeing the New Orleans native, Hoosh do set. And Phoebe, you were talking about the unique two-quarterback system that Mexico employs, and Victor Valderramos, a big piece of that equation.
He absolutely is, and he's the most athletic quarterback they have on the roster, because sometimes you might even see them using 3 quarterbacks,
Okay.
something that is very unique to Mexico itself. He can also be a primary ball carrier, especially on trick plays.
Yep.
You can do a little bit of an RPO, give and go.
Let's go.
Oh, we love to see it. And then, of course, you can see him as a runner out of the backfield. I mean, this guy is unstoppable.
All right, taking a look at some of the other key pieces of this Mexico national team roster. What stands out to you here, Phoebe?
I think we got to talk about Diego Perez,
Yeah.
especially because he is their main quarterback here. He is pretty much your pure passer, but we talked about it earlier. There is a different role for everyone when it comes to flag football. His hips don't lie.
Oh, let's go.
He embraces his inner Shakira, and it's very deceiving. All of a sudden, he can run with the football, and again, that evasiveness, he can escape, he can catch and run, so do not underestimate him.
Yeah, one of my favorite things is seeing, guys from their own team calling some of their teammates their favorite flag football players. Ricardo Corona said that Guillermo Villalobos is a sport legend for Mexico and one of his favorite flag football players, all under the direction of Fernando Alfaro Espinosa, head coach for the Mexican team.
Yeah, and he's done a wonderful job with this team, Mexico, so.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing how his strategy unfolds coming up against this USA football national team roster here. And, I think the important thing to note here for so many of these guys is they started their football journeys playing tackle football, Phoebe, and now trying to make that transition to the flag game.
Yeah, and I want to point out Mike Daniels here, who has been one of those, played tackle football throughout his entire career at West Virginia, has been a standout for them. I got to speak with him earlier this week, and he talked about having to make that transition from tackle to flag. And of course, in flag, we are non-contact. So he's really had to up his game in terms of how do I, as a DB, just utilize my leverage in order to slow down the opposition.
All right, we'll take a look at George Cascudo leading the USA men's national team here for a couple of years after being a player on the team beforehand. And speaking of players that transitioned into coaching, Kimmy Chex is here with an undefeated flag football coach, Eli Manning.
This is an undefeated flag football coach. Rhett Lewis was just bragging at you. 3-0 as a flag football coach, but you're an incredible ambassador of the game for us here today. Flag football, it is expanding globally at every single level, from the youth all the way to the adults here behind us. What do you think this means for the sport, and what do you foresee as this game continues to grow, Eli?
Well, I'm so happy to see it growing the way it is. I played flag football when I was growing up in middle school and loved the game, and it was awesome, but then there was an end to it. You kind of, tackle football starts and flags going. That's not the case anymore, and you'll see some of the great athletes here today. The way it's exploding in the youth football, flag football, the girls game, and now an emerging sport in college. The high schools are having it as an official high school sport. So the fact that so many kids get to play football at a young age, can continue to play flag football, and going to be an Olympic sport in a few years, just been unbelievable.
Now, speaking of the Olympics, here in the NFL world, the Super Bowl is the biggest week in the football calendar. How exciting is it to see this game played today during the Super Bowl, and what it'll mean as we look closer to the Olympic Games in just 2 years?
Yeah, exactly. This is kind of a sneak peek to the Olympics in 28. You have a team from Mexico and the U.S. team. They've had rivals before. They've played. Some of these players on both sides will be on that Olympic team. I mean, they still got to try out, and a lot's got to happen in the next few years. But these players have shaped the game and got it to the fact that there is going to be an Olympic flag football game this in 28. It's because of the hard work, their dedication, their commitment, being here, putting on a great show, a great product, and their athletic ability. So proud of both teams, the players that have had just such a dedication to flag football and helping them to grow the game.
Eli, it's time to get this game started. You are our ambassador. You got to do a coin toss. Get out of here. Also, congrats on being undefeated. The winningest flag football coach in history.
Right.
Pro Bowl history.
Pro Bowl history, that's right.
Or history.
The Pro Bowl games, which is like a little bit different, right? The Pro Bowl games played 7 on, and this is 5 aside. But man, the global growth here, I think, is epitomized by these 2 nations. We're the only 2 nations that have men's and women's teams ranked in the IFAF top 3.
And that goes to show just the culture within these 2 countries.
Yeah.
Look, this is something that in US, in Mexico, kids start playing from such a young age. And now we're seeing people all over the world inspired by both of these teams, getting to watch them again on this huge stage. Look, this past year, we've just had our first ever African Continentals.
Yeah.
We're growing the game.
Yeah.
20 million people.
Again, all roads point to the 2028 Olympic Games in Los Angeles, but it's now an emerging sport for women's flag football in the NCAA. Hoosh Doucette is actually a coach for an NAIA team down in New Orleans, a women's team. Like, there's just so much that's so exciting about the way that this game is growing. And as we get down to the coin toss, Eli Manning, the honorary captain here with the representatives from both the Mexican and U.S. teams.
Welcome, guys. Go ahead and shake up. Okay. Team Mexico. Equipo México.
Let's go.
La decisión es suya. Cara, cruz. Heads, tails. ¿Cuál es su elección?
Heads. Cara.
Heads is the call. Your flip, sir. It is heads. What would you like? You've elected defense. What side would you like to start on? Start on this side, shake it up, let's get it on.
All right, great coin toss by Eli. We appreciate our referee, Desiree Abrams, setting the stage for this terrific flag football showcase. USA and Mexico about to roll. We're going to see Hoosh Doucette in the U.S. offense first, going up against Mexico's defense, which, by the way, had the only shutout in the America's Continentals just a little while ago in Panama going into it. Again, that's part of why we're here, right? Because these 2 teams were going to play in the gold medal game, but it got postponed due to weather. They shared the gold medal from the America's Continentals there, and now we kind of get a chance to see that gold medal energy here.
And I love that gold medal energy is definitely going to be what both these teams are carrying into. There's a lot of pride on the line. They get to walk away from today and say, we won this game.
Right.
But there's a lot of different rules that come into play here.
No question. As far as timing goes, we are going to play 2 20-minute halves. There will be an overtime if necessary. There's a 25-second play clock. And then on offense, this is important. This is a 50-yard field. You get 4 downs to get to midfield and then 4 more to score. Unless, of course, Hoosh connects on play 1 for a touchdown. That's part of the deal. But again, offensive touchdown, 6 points. There are point-after options. You can attempt to go for 1 from the 5 or 2 from the 10. What's your preference?
I mean, 1 is almost guaranteed.
Okay, all right, fair enough. And then a defensive TD, if there is an interception, it counts for a score, but that only counts for 2 points. All right. So let's get this thing going here. As we talked about, Hoosh, undefeated in international competition, leading this American team. And there are some new faces here. I was a part of the World Games broadcast back in Birmingham. Bruce Mapp was such a big piece of the offense then. He has since retired after the 24 World Championship. So now we'll get to see some of these new faces getting rolling here. And you kind of see right there, Phoebe, the quick pitches, the quick action to get this thing and get the ball down the field.
And that's what you see Hoosh lined up close to the center there. You're looking for that kind of any sort of underhand toss. You've got a simple slant from the outside. This is the movement you're going to want to go because you're almost guaranteeing yourself about 4 yards each play.
That first play is essentially the best way to describe how fast-paced this game can go. Deep shotgun there for Hoosh. Going to take a shot deep. And it is incomplete as he was looking for the big play threat, booming Velton Brown Jr.
And that was what you think that they might be doing, right? Taking those shots early on. You had a running back essentially in the backfield who could potentially be there as another quarterback, just a bit underthrown.
Yep.
But hey, you're getting used to this new environment. Great big crowd here today as well.
And then the strategy with rushing, Phoebe, how would you explain it as we watch the Mexican team get after it here?
Look, the rusher is one of the most important players on the field. And what you love to see there is the retrace from the rusher. So they try and pull the flag of the quarterback. If they don't, they got to run back and try and find the receiver.
Well, that time Hoosh does connect with Felton Brown, but this is going to be a 4th down opportunity now. 11 yards to get the first. You saw the quickness, right? The stop-start agility there from Brown, and then really good pursuit by the Mexican team.
A brilliant job here. Remember, we talked about the familiarity of these teams. They feel like they've seen it all from each other.
Pablo Smith in at quarterback. He gets it then to Hoosh, who takes another shot deep. Looking for Jadian High, but incomplete there. Great defense by Alonso Gaxiola to force the turnover on downs.
And you might be watching this at home thinking that the defender, Gaxiola, did not look for the ball. You do not have to do that in flag football. So that is a completely clean play from the defender.
Bounced right off of Gaxiola's head there. Hey, doesn't matter, whatever it takes.
Whatever body part, we got
this.
this.
That's it. Okay, so now we'll see our first look at that unique Mexican offense here. Diego Perez is the quarterback behind center at this point, but he may not be the one that ultimately throws the pass, although this time he does. Gets it complete out to Alberto Villegas.
And you'll see, especially early on, a team loves to just run your hitches or your hooks, and it just builds a bit of familiarity. It gives the quarterback a nice clean read, see what the defense is in. USA like to play a lot of man.
Okay. As opposed to, you know, a variation of zone coverage that football fans are going to have to get used to here watching the flag game, especially with just 5 on the field.
Precisely. And look, everyone's lined up around 7 yards. You're anticipating most yards to either happen at 7 or break at 7.
1,000.
Another quick throw, and again, it is Perez. Got it complete to Villegas, and they are close to the first down here as they approach midfield.
And it's a nice little game plan that Mexico has. You have 2 goes and a little slant. So you got some clear out routes. You're just making room. You're starting to just test that USA defense. Let them think that you're going to throw it deep. But Mexico has no problem dinking and dunking.
So an important 3rd down here as they attempt to cross midfield, gain another 4 opportunities to score. Again, these 2 teams have played some incredibly close battles here over the course of the last couple of years. Last 2 matchups decided by a combined 7 points. Here's Perez once again. Got that one complete to Victor Balderramos, who we might also see throw the rock around a little bit.
Precisely that. And look, this was a really nice job. You want to try and aim to get 6 to 7 yards all the way down. Well, when you get down there, you've only got to get about 3 yards to get over, and now you've got your new set of downs.
Right.
So I'd say for the USA defense, they feel this is a favorable position because you're only about 1 yard over.
Right.
However, we've seen Mexico do it. They want to just try and chunk their way down the field.
All the while, the clock running. Won't stop until the last 2 minutes of the first half on incompletions. And a little handoff here going back to Perez, who does get it complete once again. This time, Guillermo Villalobos ends up with the grab.
I don't know if that's exactly how they drew that up for them, but
little improvisation.
Hey, that's what flag football is all about, feeling it in the moment. Valderramos being able to throw it back to Diego on that play, and then just a nice sidearm. Slightly Patrick Mahomes-esque, I would say.
Okay. All right, now 2nd and goal from the 11. I mean, one of the great pieces of this game is that it is essentially played in the red zone, as most people know this game, right? I mean, the whole game is essentially played in the red zone.
You're so
inside
spot
the 20.
2002.
And here's Perez, and the first incompletion for Mexico.
1-3.
It looked like Guillermo Villalobos didn't anticipate the play coming at him. He was wide open, so that was a nice look from the quarterback, but I think this is also part of getting those nerves out of the way, especially on that first drive. I mean, first incompletion isn't bad.
That's a great observation. You could see the look in his eyes as he looked back towards Perez. Like, wait, that was What? I was, you? What?
Me?
Yeah. All right.
1,000.
Perez, a little bit more conventionally this time, does connect with Villalobos. Isaiah Calhoun there on the stop.
And as the ball is caught, you're going to see the receivers in general reaching the football out, because it is about where the
Extra
football
yardage.
is.
Yeah.
It's not about where the flag is pulled. So that is where the spot is. And there's been a lot more motions being used in flag football just to get the defense a little bit on that back foot, and having them just maybe have a bit of a miscommunication.
Yeah, I think you can see the experience of Diego Perez here on this opening drive. 4 of 5 for 30 yards to open, but nothing bigger than this 4th down. Goal to go. Perez standing at the 10.
1,000.
And finds the open man for the first score of the game. It's Christopher Padron.
Look, you've got to see, you've got two quarterbacks stood in the backfield, and so you have the threat of potentially being able to have the two playing, and there's just a bit of a mesh route that happens, and you see the defenders running into each other. You're looking out wide, and my goodness, what a nice job by Mexico.
Perez on fire. They're going to go for 2 here, Phoebe. What are some of the strategies here as you go for 2 that you see teams often employ?
You know, I think you're looking to go for the front pylon a lot of times, especially in flag. You're looking front pylon, back pylon, but it also depends on where your rusher is coming from. Sometimes you want to replace the rusher right in the middle.
I'm going to have a exchange possession twice now behind the line of scrimmage. And Valderramos does get it right at the pylon. Connects with Christopher Padron, who accounts for all 8 points on this opening drive for Mexico.
We saw 3 QBs. We talked about how Mexico will do this an awful amount of times. And what happens, it's like a dancer, like when you're in basketball and you're just dinking and dunking. Once the ball is released, you see him running, almost looking like he's going to do a seam, and it just pulls the defender's attention.
Mike Daniels closest in coverage, and we are already off and running here with the USA's offense. Hoosh Doucette will move that already past the 20, so already a couple of yards from obtaining that first down. And this again explains they don't waste much time here after possession. We are off and running once again.
And this is what makes it so fun and exciting. Look, we knew that Hoosh has such great legs to be able to run, and to see him early on utilizing it, I think he realized he's got to put the team on his back a little bit here.
1,001, 1,002.
And Hoosh will take another shot deep and just overthrows Velton Brown Jr., who did have a step deep. And so far, that connection, especially on those deep throws here, Phoebe, has been just a little off.
It has been. They've been a couple times too short. Now this time it's a little bit over the top. But my goodness, did you see the burst at the end of that route from Velton Brown?
Well, they don't call him booming for nothing. Big play potential all over the place. And again, for folks just tuning in, just getting used to this game, all 5 players are essentially eligible to catch a passes. That one is swatted away by Diego Velasco. That includes the center, as you're seeing, snaps the ball and then gets out in the route.
And look, the rusher is so crucial because they don't just go and run straight. They've got to be aware of what space they're leaving behind. A lot of times you're taught to replace that space as an offensive player. And so what we saw there is just getting a hand out at the perfect time, right where Hoosh was trying to replace the rusher.
So another 4th down here early for the U.S. team. Hoosh unable to convert last time. This ball does find its way back to Hoosh. You can see that stop-start ability. He gets the first down just barely by about a half yard to give the U.S. team a fresh set of downs.
Hoosh is so elusive. And if you've got to make a decision between who you're picking up and the angles in which you take to get him, it makes it very challenging.
First down again as we go back down to Kimmy Checks.
Hey guys, I'm here with Izzy Geraci. She's a wide receiver with the U.S. women's national team. Izzy, you travel all over the world with this men's team. You get to see them practice. You know their skill and ability. Why are they so special?
They just have a great team chemistry. I think all these guys, I mean, they wear the jersey because they deserve to wear the jersey. They are the best of the best. And yes, we're lucky enough to spend so much time with them. They just are a great group, and they mesh off of each other so well.
USA just got on the board, a touchdown for Team USA. What's this week been like? Flag football has been showcased in every single capacity, from the Pro Bowl, obviously with our NFL players, to this showcase behind us. How good does it feel to see the game continue to grow and more eyes around the world get to understand the sport?
It's absolutely, it's unbelievable, really. I think for us, we never would have thought it'd be here, and it's kind of just spreading like wildfire. So to be able to have like this type of environment showcasing flag football, we're literally at the peak of football at the Super Bowl. So to be able to have them representing our country and Mexico representing their country here is unbelievable.
Izzy, thanks for stopping by. I know you're all eyes on this game. Go root on your men's team.
Oh, love that. Let's check out this two-point conversion here, which goes from Casares to Tyler Davis.
What's fascinating is the different mentalities and philosophies when it comes to having 3 quarterbacks back there. You have to decide, are you going to play zone coverage and hope that you get them, or are you going to send all 3 and force them to make a quick decision? There they sent all 3 defenders to force the quarterback to make a quick decision.
And in less than 2 minutes time, we already see the score evened up, 8 apiece now. Went from Nico Casares to Jadian High for the touchdown, and then it is Tyler Davis that evens it up with a 2-point conversion. Mexico back out on offense. And by the way, I love the mutual respect in this game, by the way, because Victor Balderramos counts Izzy Geraci as his favorite flag football player. So that was great synergy right there as we got a chance to chat with her.
Yeah, and Izzy is a phenomenal receiver. She is so good at the point of attack, and something that Victor Valderramos is very good at himself. I've loved to see that this week. The kids are asking for the men's, the women's signature all week long. It's been such a wonderful community here.
2001.
Great showing here from the folks in attendance at the Moscone Center here in San Francisco. And that was Alberto Villegas with another reception there as Jamie Kennedy is able to pull that flag and force a 3rd down and just about 5 as we approach midfield here. Again, 8-8 is the score, 7 minutes left in the first half. Again, 2 20-minute halves, so we are already through 13 minutes of play. And I would say a little bit off the scoring pace from what these 2 teams have been accustomed to.
And that's where time of possession matters so much. You want to be able to try and hold onto the ball as long as possible, not let the opposition.
5.
We've seen a couple deep shots. However, team
2001.
of the Mexican
2002,
national program wants to be able to inch their way through.
So there's Nico, or rather there is Victor Balderramos showcasing the varied skill set he has, both throwing it and coming up on the receiving end.
This is so crucial. Flag football is all about being evasive. You see he makes a little bit of a hip flick there, a little juke move to help just evade. It's that millisecond when they go to grab his flags and the 2 defenders just run into each other.
Been playing American football since he was 6 years old, Victor says, in the last 10 years practicing flag football. So many of these guys now have made flag football their life and their life's work, not just what they do to play for these national teams, which they all take such pride in, but they're coaches back home. They are trainers back home. As we see Balderramos once again coming up with another throw, and he's got that one complete to Alberto Villegas.
And you see that they are really milking the time. You're hearing the white hat, Desiree Abrams, counting down every single time. But look, the USA defense are trying to figure out what the best move is here. Are we going to settle in that zone and keep everything in front of us, or are we going to try and play man? And they're having to do a little bit of that kind of area match feel to it.
And huddling up a little bit, slowing it down, making sure they're all on the same page here. Now scrimmaging from the 5.5-yard line on a 2nd down. So 3 downs to score here. No run zone. That's important here, right, Phoebe? Inside the 5-yard line, all scores, 5, all ways to move 4, the ball have to be through the air.
Precisely, and that's...
And there it is.
That's exactly what just happened
just happened right there. We had Alberto Villegas with the 2nd score of the day for the Mexican team. And Diego Perez is rolling right now.
Yeah, a nice little nod of approval. This is just a slant across. And again, we talk about it. There's a little bit of a... Let's not call it a pick play.
Yeah, sure, rub.
Well,
it's a rub.
We'll call it a rub.
Yeah,
but
depends on whether you're on offense or defense.
That's a very nice way of thinking about it. But that little slant coming across like that, again, we keep talking about the front pylons and the back pylons. These are the aiming points, especially within flag that you're trying to hit.
Perez now 10 of 11, 83 yards. They attempt another 2-point conversion here.
10. That was one. That
Look
was
at that
two.
deep shotgun
That was balls
snap.
away.
Perez this time.
Balls away.
Oh,
Balls
cannot
away.
connect, but we have a flag, Phoebe.
Go to each other, go.
I know Desiree Abrams, our white hat, will let us know. It looked like holding on that play. But again, you saw the 3 quarterbacks dropping back, and they only sent 2 USA defenders
All right, we're gonna
to
go
come
half
down
the
and
distance
play
on it.
this.
It's a try. Right?
Okay, so they're going half the distance here. The penalty on
Pass interference.
the U.S. team.
Defense. The ball will be moved to the 5-yard line. The try is still for 2.
Going back to your initial point about the 5-yard line and the no-run zone, it's a non-contact sport. And if you have a run zone, people might try and be a little bit bullish.
Bully their way in?
Yeah.
I get you.
A couple elbows in
Especially
there.
with some rivals here.
Precisely. So it's just a way to keep everyone safe.
Brett Lewis,
That's
Phoebe
one.
Schechter, Kimmy
That's
Checks
two.
here with
That's
you
one
for this
way.
flag showcase. And even with the penalty, Mexico unable to convert on the 2 points, so it will remain a 14-18 advantage.
It's fascinating speaking with the offensive coordinator, Coach Kuka.
Coach Kuka,
One of the
legend.
she is a legend, one of the only women coaching the national level. She's not afraid to keep going back to the same plays, maybe flipping it over and going there as well.
Flag football showcase here from the Moscone Center featuring
Balls
USA
away.
and Mexico, brought to you by Toyota, as again, Hoosh looking deep for Velton Brown, but just unable to connect. I mean, just by sample size alone, at some point they're going to hit, just not this time.
He is referred to as a cheat code in open space, and you can see why, what he is able to do when he gets out there, but again, just overthrown a little bit. As you see, people are lining up close, so it can be a handoff to someone, and then it goes back to original QB.
1,002. Balls away.
Oh, this time it is Nico Casares with a shot deep, but the defense this time is going to get the call. Said Rios is going to, got there a little bit before the ball reached Pablo Smith.
So no, it's like a.
They've only been able to complete 1 of 4 of those deep passes so far, so it'd be fascinating to see what they've decided if they gave it. They've said no catch on that play.
Here's Desiree Abrams.
Pass interference. Defense. 10 yards. Automatic first down.
So not a spot foul, a 10-yard penalty. That was close. I mean, like if Said Rios didn't get there a little bit early, that was going for a score.
It was going to, but you see, as a defender, you cannot be blocking the receiver from having a fair catch to the football. Also, you will be able, as a defender, be able to come back through a receiver and prevent them from catching
2
it.
minutes. This is a 2-minute timeout. This is a 2-minute timeout. We'll be on the snap. We'll be on the snap.
Okay, so the clock will go back to 2 minutes. We'll stop, and now we will have stoppages for incomplete passes moving forward.
And it gives it a bit of a different feel now. I mean, this is 2 minutes as you would have as when you're watching the NFL or any other American football game. And so a bit of the mentality changes. Remember, Mexico chose to defer.
That's right.
So USA, they will start with the ball in the second half.
Okay, let's check in once again with Kimmy Checks.
Hey guys, I got another one of our superstars from the U.S. women's national team. Linnea, you're in the house. You're a defender. You're a DB. We've seen the defense really have some interesting calls, but kind of be movers of this game. Give me your thoughts on what you've seen so far between U.S. and Mexico.
It's been a great game so far. We've had some good matchups. The defense is really stepping up, so I think they're going to come out and get some stops for us, and this game's going to get really interesting.
When you're watching the men, I know you know them closely. You guys all travel together. You're like, God, if I was in there, I would have made this play. I would have stopped here. Talk me through your mind when you're watching and analyzing the game as a fan, but also a player.
Yeah, it's so great. We're really close with the guys. They're super supportive with us, so we try to be as supportive as we can with them. They'll give us some tips. I'll give them some tips. For the game, I was telling them good luck, so we really come together, and I love getting to watch them.
We got about a minute and a half until halftime. Maybe you'll yell some more tips at the half, at the guys. Pleasure to have you here. Exciting to continue to watch the game of flag continue to grow. You're one of our superstars. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Kimmy, thanks so much. Awesome to see that support. And again, look, USA teams are close, and USA Football, the governing body, of the U.S. men's national team and the women's national team will play the role and essentially evaluating, deciding who makes this team and then who makes the Olympic team as we move closer to LA 28.
Oh, it's absolutely incredible, and what an honor to be able to just...
Whoosh.
So this is fascinating. They have not given a touchdown. He has done something called short lining.
Okay.
Remember, there are 51 seconds left on the clock.
Right.
Instead of running it into the end zone, he has placed the ball right outside of it, so the time remains. You're essentially ending the play there. That was incredibly smart. A timeout was called, but that is why he's done that.
So to give Mexico less time when they get the ball back. Okay.
Precisely.
Got it.
So the clock should be rolling after the timeout.
But again, just getting back to what USA Football, the national governing body here, has done, I mean, the growth has exploded. Not just in the U.S., but worldwide. But here in the U.S., I mean, we've seen, as we talked about, the NCAA is now recognized, women's flag football is an emerging sport. I mean, my kids are playing flag. They've been playing since they were, 5 years old and continue. In fact, I'm missing one of their games right now here. But I'm going to get the highlights later. But again, just an incredible job that USA Football has done to grow this game. Not just within America, but global.
They've been honestly a standard, and not just in terms of like what playing looks like, but the coaching, the development model. You're also looking at what they're doing from an analytics perspective as well.
2001.
And there it is, just a quick little toss to Tyler Davis that goes for the score. And so now we have a tie ball game, 14 apiece, with a chance to break the tie here with the point after. Nice little flip right there from Hoosh to Davis.
This is so challenging, and it was like a little whip route at the end. And so as a defender, you're just thinking, I've got to keep everything in front of me, or you need to be able to kind of risk yourself and jump underneath that. It's one of the hardest plays to defend in such short yardage position.
Pablo Smith, a big piece of that, kind of shielding as he worked his route through the back of the end zone, providing that opportunity. So now we're going to see Hoosh snapping to Nico Casares, who's already thrown a touchdown. First one, he goes back to Hoosh. Hoosh then is going to go back to Casares. And Casares, nice shot to the back of the end zone. Got it complete to Pablo Smith, who gets a foot in for the score.
They've done very well because they also had two receivers in the same place there. So they did well to be able to just find one of them. And almost you can see as they're coming across, again, this triple quarterback that turns into double quarterback is placed just perfectly. Both of them running to that corner route together.
Look at Casares going through the play-by-play right there with Pablo Smith, who's one of his cousins, by the way, Jerry Jeudy from the Cleveland Browns, who shows some of that fancy footwork often. That flag pulled there by Laval Davis of the U.S. team after Alberto Villegas is able to come up with the reception. But we are 35 seconds and counting till the end of this half.
Unfortunately, he wasn't able to get out of bounds to stop the clock. He's got to be able to. So you're looking at these out routes. I think he would have preferred a few more yards north before stepping out of bounds, but at least getting that clock to stop.
Villegas with his 7th reception of the day already, and thanks to Breakaway Data for providing the live stats here for us in this flag football showcase between USA and Mexico, presented by Toyota. Toyota is such a big part of growing the game as well. They support more than 1,800 local leagues and 750,000 young athletes through NFL Flag.
2001, 2002.
Here's Diego Perez. Got it complete, and that will stop the clock on a first down out of bounds.
Yeah, like you said, first down stops the clock. You can see Coach Cascudo on the other side trying to get the ball, the play clock to be rolling.
Yeah.
Hey, I
get it. Yeah, trying to influence always. All right, so just across midfield now.
2001,
for Perez.
2002.
And we got that one complete and out of bounds again. So working their way down the field with a limited time by getting out of bounds and taking advantage of the timing rules here under 2 minutes.
Yeah, and you're just seeing pitches and comebacks, you know, leading yourself outside. This is a great way just to make those chunks downfield. And you're either going to force this defense to have to play up on you, or you can try and take a shot over the top.
Oh, and as you mentioned, you know, I think a lot of times you might see a defense try to, you know, play some of those zone coverages at the sideline to prevent those throws. But as you mentioned, USA likes to use that man coverage quite often, so tough to kind of employ that strategy. Let's see what we got here on a second down.
1001.
Perez again. And we're going to see that a couple more times, I would imagine, as we get closer to the end zone with 18 seconds left. Alberto Villegas is just racking up the receptions here.
Coach Kuka loves to run the same thing. She has no problem running the same play over and over again. You keep getting that slant and the goes, and until you can stop it, I know a couple other NFL coaches do very similar. So it's great to see just being able to chunk down the field. And keeping in mind also, the center in flag football is an eligible receiver, and honestly, they tend to be the most reliable hands on the team.
And that's where Villegas lines up now, snapping it back to Perez, and it goes right back to him. He's going to end up with 17 receptions in this game if the U.S. team isn't careful here. But it feels like they're pretty content to kind of let them take these chunks, because now it's fourth down.
Yeah, you look at the Mexico completion percentage, they're at 90% compared to USA, who are at 61.5%, but you can see they're just nice, easy chunks. And this is the different mentality, the different philosophies. Again, talking with Coach Kuka earlier, she was saying it's just, we're going to be calm, we're going to be resilient, and we're just going to do the fundamentals well.
But now it is time to score. And they are going to call a timeout here to get a little bit more time to think about this important play, as they're down 2 from just inside the 10-yard line with one shot to score here and take some momentum going into the half.
It does, and keeping in mind that USA had one drive where they weren't able to score on, and in flag football, you don't get many possessions. You may, as an offense, get perhaps 10 drives. That is not a lot, and so you need to take advantage of these opportunities. And if you're Mexico right now, you're thinking, all right, we've got to score on this side, do that double dip like you love to see. They're going to come back out on the ball on offense, and that's what flag is about. It is literally trying to, as an offense, outscore your opponents, and defense, you just need to make one stop, and that can put you in a favorable position.
You know, we were talking about USA Football as the governing body here of the U.S. team and of American flag football, and have engineered a program that has won the last 5 IFAF World Championships, 5 straight gold medals. What do you think has been one of the real keys to that consistent success?
I think you have to look at the athletes first off and foremost. They're not afraid to pull from other sports, whether you're talking about basketball, tackle football, track stars. I mean, this is really the future of flag football. You look across the world, handball players, volleyball, just that hand-eye coordination.
And we see it here. Perez back to Villegas. Villegas gets it in! Got it complete to Victor Valderramos, and Mexico takes the lead late first half.
What a beautiful play from Mexico. Valderramos is so comfortable in these positions, and it makes him, we said, so elusive. When you could be in the backfield and be the quarterback and then just run a go route up the sideline, you see he's on the far side, and then a throw across the entire field. Just beautifully done from Mexico.
That's incredible, and now they're going to go for 2 once again, up by 4 now. This would make it a 6-point game with 7 seconds left in the first half. So there will be time for the U.S. to at least get one play off. And Perez, nearly picked off. Mike Daniels with terrific coverage there at the goal line. So another missed opportunity in the 2-pointer will keep this a 20-16 game for Mexico, but an opportunity, one more shot here.
Mike Daniels talked about how he's being able to utilize the skills from tackle football into flag, but he's had to learn a bit of the nuances of flag. But driving on a ball is driving on a ball. They might have left too much time on the clock here.
And let's see, we're going to, JD High is going to run that just beyond the 15-yard line. So with an opportunity here as the clock stops. 4 seconds to go. So what do you think, one more shot?
One more shot, I would be doing double quarterback back there.
Yeah.
I would find a way. Either you're going to end up putting the ball in Hoosh's hand and think that he can run and score because he is so evasive. You're forcing Mexico's defense to come down and be able to tackle. Or you're going to say, Caceres is going to find a way
Just
to
take it
get
deep.
one of his elusive receivers.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen the shots. JD and High already into the end zone for the U.S. earlier. He's out there at the top of your screen, number 88. Down here at the bottom, you've got Tyler Davis. That's a great international background in tackle football as well, playing in the German Football League.
2001, 2002.
All right, so this ball's going to change hands a couple of times here. Back to Caceres, and Caceres is going to take a shot to the end zone. Jump ball, nearly batted back into the end zone by Jadian High. That would have been an incredible play if Tyler Davis was able to essentially come back. Let's take another look at this here, Phoebe.
Hey guys,
This is
thank you.
brilliant. You see as he's falling back, he thinks I'm going to be able to get the ball to Tyler Davis. It's a great idea there. The thing is, in flag, you actually can only bounce it backwards. You wouldn't be able to volley it forwards.
That's right.
Pass. That is the end of the first half.
Okay, that is the end of the first. 20-16, Mexico with the lead. Another 20 minutes to come here. And look, all the things that we had hoped to see in the America's Continentals, right, back in Panama when this gold medal matchup was postponed due to weather, we're seeing that gold medal atmosphere here right now in this showcase.
I mean, you're a competitor. Could you imagine what that must have felt like, that you have prepped all week to be able to play in this gold medal game? You can imagine the energy, the anticipation, the film study, and then it gets rained out, and now you're just holding on, waiting for that moment to arrive again, and finally on the biggest stage at Super Bowl is your moment to shine.
No question. And so we will get the second half underway here shortly. But first, let's head down to Kimmy Checks with USA Football CEO Scott Hollenbach.
Hey guys, like you said, Rhett here with USA Football CEO Scott Hollenbach. With this showcase taking place during Super Bowl week, and with the flag's Olympic debut coming in 2028, what is the significance of the moment for this sport, not only here in the USA, but across the world?
Yeah, this is truly another defining moment, right? What an amazing stage. So huge shout out to the NFL for giving us this opportunity. And you're seeing what I refer to as Olympic Fives, right? An amazing showcase of the best men's flag football. So this is just an incredible opportunity. For us, USA Football, it's an opportunity for us to launch what we call a rivalry series. So we'll be doing more of these kinds of things. Sort of soccer-esque, right? There'll be exhibitions and so forth throughout the year, throughout 26, all the way up to 28. We got to do more of this amazing competition to iron sharpens iron. So just get better and better and better.
Speaking of LA 28, what is this event helping USA Football? How is it helping it build towards LA 28?
It's really that opportunity to play the best competition on a regular basis. The sport is really just emerging, right? So we've got to find ways to constantly play this level of competition. So again, this is an amazing platform to do that. We've got a long way to go to keep building this, but we're super excited about the opportunity to bring in NFL players and have them experience this. With Eli here as our honorary game ambassador, to have him tell us, okay, this is how we would adjust with NFL players. It's just a cool moment to learn. All of us are learning together, but all building to that incredible moment to be on the Olympic stage.
And this entire week has been really a celebration and an emphasis on flag football. From the Pro Bowl to the exhibition we see behind us, your excitement is so palpable. What do you think is the future of this sport, truly?
Oh my God, it's literally limitless. I mean, it's so incredible. In my 30 years of being in sport, I've never seen anything grow this fast, particularly on the girls to women's side. It's just fascinating how fast it's growing. Now, emerging sport for women in the NCAA, 16 states with girls flag and many, many more to come. So yeah, it's just the NFL, the 32 clubs are doing one heck of a job growing this, not only domestically, around the world. And we swoop in as USA Football and just identify the best of the best athletes, pull them into our pipeline and try to put the best on the field.
Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for helping to grow this sport around the world. You're an incredible ambassador of the game. We got a really good game behind us as well. Scott, thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
Kimmy, Scott, thanks so much. Tonight's showcase is presented by Toyota, a proud supporter of youth and flag football nationwide. Toyota supporting more than 1,800 local leagues and 750,000 young athletes through NFL flag. And so from community fields to the Olympic stage, Toyota is helping build the future of the game, including last night's Glow game.
Last night, Toyota's commitment to flag football was on full display at the second annual Toyota Glow Up Classic, a glow-in-the-dark flag football game. This showcase featured the Bay Area's top high school female athletes, who all received grants to support their athletic and academic futures. They were joined by Team Toyota NFL players who served as guest coaches, while Eli Manning and Kylie Kelsey officiated the action on the field. Toyota is all in on supporting flag football, growing the game, and elevating future stars.
All right, back here with Mexico up 20-16 in this flag football showcase presented by Toyota at the half, getting ready for the final 20 minutes of the second half. And this game, Phoebe, has really shaped up and literally lived up to the billing with the way that these two teams have competed in the recent past.
Yeah, this familiarity, this rivalry that we've spoken about so much, we're seeing this on the field right now. I mean, looking at the score, 4-point difference says so much about how back and forth. We said coming into this, there were only 7 points in total between these two teams amongst all their games.
Yeah, it's been incredible. And look, the USA, has been undefeated in the last 3 opportunities against Mexico in medal round games, and something tells me that has gotten under the skin of the Mexico team here, because we have seen them play some inspired football here early on. I mean, you talk about Diego Perez to Alberto Villegas has been nearly unstoppable, Phoebe.
And you've got to love the play calling. It's just taking what the defense is giving you. Yeah. And when you study a defense so many different times, it leads to this. And of course, being able to call similar plays. The best thing about flag football is it doesn't have to be overcomplicated.
That's right.
You've just run the simple things well, and then time of possession for Mexico too.
Let's check out some of the highlights from the first half. Started off with Mexico on their first possession, connecting Perez to Padron for the first score. Nico Casares comes in and tosses a terrific pass down to Jadian High. U.S. team got a 2-point conversion. Mexico back into the end zone with Alberto Villegas, and then that crafty little goal line play that ended up with a Tyler Davis touchdown. And then right before the half, you had Valderramas coming up with the touchdown to give Mexico the 20-16 lead. So Mexico has been efficient. I mean, you look at the completion percentage, which you noted during the first half, and then 3 touchdowns on 3 possessions.
Yeah, they're going to be very happy with this, especially even looking from a defensive perspective. They did a good job of just restricting USA, but you love to see it. USA are a team that they're explosive. They really thrive off of those big plays. Now, we have seen Caceres be the one that's been completing some of those deeper passes, but Hoosh having that threat of, is he going to throw it? Is he going to use his legs and put that Mexico defense?
33 yards on the ground for Hoosh Doucette, who operates as the primary quarterback, but Nico Casares has been the one that's really been more efficient through the air thus far. 5 of 6 for 70 yards and the touchdown, as we showed you in that highlight package. I would imagine they'll continue to work Casares in.
Yeah, you want to probably try and get on top of that a little bit early. Remember, now he was a collegiate quarterback.
That's right.
This is where you want to be able to take advantage of this. What's so cool about flag football, and we've seen on both sides, both teams, you've got players that play both ways. You can't just be a one-sided player, because when we start looking big picture, and maybe we're looking at the Olympics, you're only going to have 10 players. So you've got to be able to play both ways, because what if someone gets hurt? You need to be able to have that versatility.
So this is a big mile marker, on the pathway to LA 28, as we've been talking about. We're also pushing forward, though, to the 2026 IFAF World Championships in Dusseldorf, which really is a big mile marker in terms of qualifying for LA 28. Obviously, the U.S. men's team and the U.S. women's team get the auto bid because they are the host country of the Olympics in 28. But then the rest are up for grabs, and the finalists for the men's and women's games in Dusseldorf will punch their ticket to the Olympics.
They will, and this is such an exciting time. Incredible to think that we will know 3 guaranteed teams going to the Olympics by the end of August. And like you said, there's going to be 2 teams, the top 2 teams that qualify outside of the U.S. will be the ones punching those tickets, and it just makes it feel a little bit more real.
No doubt.
With the Olympics really only just under 2.5 years away.
All right, so we are nearly ready here for the second half in this flag football showcase between USA and Mexico, 2 of the top 3 teams in the IFAF world rankings on the men's side. US number 1, Mexico number 3, and Mexico holding a 20-16 lead here. Of course, these 2 teams met back in 2023 in the first America's Continentals, where the US team claimed the gold, and now looking to stay undefeated in their last 3 tries. Ball is set here. Our referee, Desiree Abrams, has it ready to go, and we'll see if Diego Perez can continue his efficiency from the quarterback spot here. He'll receive the snap from Alberto Villegas, who is his leading receiver.
1,000.
Perez
Good job, guys.
right
Good
back
job, guys.
to work.
Good job. Good job.
Getting it to Villegas. Rhett Lewis, Phoebe Schechter, and Kimmy Checks here with you from the Moscone Center in San Francisco. Again, just a terrific stage to highlight some of the best players in the world.
It's incredible to be able to be out here, to be able to be a player out here, a coach, an official. This is such an honor to everyone who's a part of making something like this happen on such a special week. I mean, flag football is Super Bowl week.
Come on. Just a couple of days away from Super Bowl 60 with the Seahawks and Patriots.
On you. 10.
I don't know. We might see some of the offensive coordinators in that game try to employ some of the play calling we've seen here, some of the designs we've seen, which have been really creative. It's so much fun to see. You know, we talk a lot about, comparisons to the NFL game, and we talk, with the Kansas City Chiefs, you brought up Patrick Mahomes in particular, some of the eye candy that they can kind of draw up to challenge the eye discipline of defenses. You're seeing that in a different way with the way that, guys can go across the line of scrimmage, then come back and receive the ball, and the way that the ball can change hands behind the line of scrimmage. There's so much that you have to keep your eyes on as a defender.
It is. The rat with the cheese, right?
Yeah, that's it.
It's exactly that, and you're constantly playing with that, and you can see there's also that bit of cat and mouse on the defense. You'll see right now 2 players have their hands raised. You have to raise your hand as a rusher because that gives you exactly you're declaring, and it gives you an unimpeded line to the quarterback. So everyone basically has to get out of your way when your hand is up. And now you can raise only 2 hands, but as many people as you would like can actually rush the quarterback.
Okay.
It is 4. It is 4.
Guillermo Villalobos on the reception there. That flag pulled by Jamie Kennedy, bringing up a 4th down now for Mexico. And approaching midfield, they get across that yellow line at midfield. They'll get 4 more opportunities to score.
10.
U.S. team getting a little stingy here early on in the second half on defense.
5.
2 hands raised, declaring rushers. They will come.
2.
And Perez going to lob that over the rushers and into the waiting hands of Christopher Padron, who spins his way down inside the 5. Jamie Kennedy finally gets the flag.
Wow, again, a beautiful play design as you watch the receiver running a cross, great eyes from the quarterback, and it's the awareness of the sideline. He cuts it back inside, and the defenders are looking to follow that near hip and end up knocking each other out of the play.
Again, this field 50 yards long, but 25 yards wide. So again, using every inch of it to kind of create some space for himself right there was Padron.
You have to. I mean, USA have had 2 missed flags so far.
Right.
This is a crucial part of the game.
Valderramos with the rock, nearly picked off, and then it is picked off. Jamie Kennedy running it back, but cannot get by Alberto Villegas, who pulls the flag, preventing a 2-point, essentially defensive touchdown. Again, those go for 2, offensive touchdown 6, but that would have been a huge play. Still a big stop for the U.S. team tip drill right there.
It is, exactly. Tips and overthrows, right?
Got to get those.
We've talked with the coaches, and they say they are able to do what they do defensively because Jamie Kennedy is such a rangy safety. His ability to go from sideline to sideline, that is a huge missed opportunity there for the Mexican national team.
Let's see if that turns the tide here for Hoosh in the U.S. squad. And Hoosh makes a couple of moves, still going. 2 missed flag pulls there by Mexico allows Hoosh to get it down to the 12-yard line, and a first down now with 4 chances to score.
They're going to have to find another mentality here from the rusher. You see Diego Velasco, he's trying to break down. You've got to be able to get big. You don't want to give Hoosh so much room that he can dictate where you're going to go.
And another touchdown on the ground, a flip from Hoosh Doucette to Jadion High, and his second touchdown of the game gives the U.S. team a lead.
How the tables turned so quickly there, going from an overthrow to then leading to a touchdown for USA. And again, just a little pitch play. It's just out leveraging each other.
That's a great point, getting to the sideline, utilizing the entirety of this field to cause problems for the Mexico defense. Here's Casares now with the 2-point opportunity. Hoosh! A diving attempt. He was open, but Casares, who has his hand up, that's on me, he says, a little bit off. That ball placement a little bit off for Doucette.
Yeah, and it's so hard because Hoosh is running at full speed, expecting it in a certain position, and you see as the ball comes out just a little bit short and inside, not exactly where they thought, which would have been the front pylon on the other side of Hoosh.
All right, so Mexico comes up empty on their first possession of the second half, now back out for their second drive, and Perez connects quickly with Guillermo Villalobos.
USA is playing a little bit of a tighter defense in this half. We saw even on the first drive, they're driving down on those shoot routes. This is something that USA have as a mentality, right? They feel that they are the more physical, the more athletic side of the ball. And so I'd imagine at halftime having that conversation of, are you afraid of Mexico? You've got to be able to play tighter coverage if you think you're going to have a chance to be successful.
These were the 2 best offenses of the America's Continentals last year in Panama, obviously leading up to that gold medal game that was postponed, which has given us this opportunity for this flag football showcase presented by Toyota. And now you're seeing why these 2 teams have played games that have certainly, ended up in the last possession, right? I mean, the last time we saw these teams in the 23 America's Continentals on a stage like this, 40-36 win for the U.S. squad. In the 21 World Championships, 44-41. So it has been so tight, and we're seeing that once again, a 2-point advantage right now for the U.S.
10.
And now they're starting to milk the clock
Yeah, it
again.
does feel that way.
2.
Perez, had it looking for the quick throw out to Guillermo Villalobos. But again, not quite on the same page.
A similar play early in the first half again to Villalobos. You could see how he was trying, Diego Perez was trying to correct him in that moment. Interesting to see that they've been so off key so many different times. It's quite unusual for these 2.
Yeah, it's really the only times we've seen them throw in completions, really have been those quick ones out to Villalobos. And now Perez
10.
back
9,
about 10 yards
8,
behind his
7,
center.
1,
Villegas.
2,
Perez this time does connect. It's Padron. Had that first score of the game for Mexico, and now has this one just north of the 10-yard line.
You could think that they thought the slant was going to be thrown, and he was able to just outrun his defender, get a nice leverage on Isaiah Calhoun. He was actually a high school receiver, Calhoun was.
No doubt, and his brother, James, was a part of the U.S. men's national team in their World Games gold medal championship back at Birmingham in 2022.
2001, 2002.
Perez quickly finds Villalobos, now inside the 10, although down to the 9, actually didn't gain very much. They mark him at the 9. That flag pulled very quickly.
It was incredible from Amir Brown, the tackler in that situation. You have to think about the precision when you're pulling a flag. When you're aiming for a flag, you want to aim for the top of the flag because the bottom part is really just flying in the wind, and so it makes it unreliable. So aiming, leaving your feet, and I've always been taught you want to be a surgeon, not a butcher, especially when it comes to flag.
I can relate, sure, to that analogy. Now truly under center. There's Perez. You don't see that very often. Felt like we did get some contact. Amir Brown is saying he hit the ball first, but as you hear our referee, Desiree Abrams, that doesn't matter. There is no contact, period.
No.
Roughing the pass on the defense. That'll be 5 yards. Active distance. First down.
And you've got to be able to be aware at all times.
If you
cannot
still hit his hand, it doesn't matter. You know that for here. No, you hit his hand. You're going to watch the replay. You still going to see his hand hit.
Let him know, Desiree.
Yeah,
let him know.
So as you're watching the hand of the quarterback, he does a couple little pumps, and as he comes down, he does hit the hand of Diego Perez. What's fascinating is there are other formats of flag football, not our IFAF rules, where you have to be aware of them, and all of these players play in different formats.
No question, so many different leagues. Oh, and Perez with an absolute laser to Guillermo Villalobos for the score.
Beautifully done again. Just the precision, the speed of this route, and when you're watching the eyes of Diego Perez, he knows exactly where he wants to put it. When you can throw to a landmark, like a front pylon, a back pylon, and you've drilled it so much, Mexico is known for the drilling of this over and over and over again because they want their fundamentals to be perfect.
Well, that was a kind of interesting snap that went sideways to Perez, and then it gets to Alberto Villegas, and Christopher Padron is able to come up with the conversion. So let's take a look here.
The challenging thing is understanding where the line of scrimmage is and not stepping over the line of scrimmage. You can see where the official is who is the line of scrimmage holding that spot.
So they didn't give them, they did not get that. They must have said they did cross the line of scrimmage. Oh, pulled the flag right before. So Hoosh Doucette here is able to complete that to Pablo Smith, and we'll head down to Kimmy Checks.
Hey guys, here with another one of our superstars from the U.S. women's national team, Amber Clark Robinson. All right, we got about 8 minutes left in this game. Flag football is such a high-tempo sport. What do you think the U.S. needs to do momentum-wise to control the game and finish this one out to get the dub over Mexico?
Just keep chipping it down the field, taking what the defense gives them. Don't try to go for the big plays. Sometimes going for the big plays, it kind of limits yourself down the field because now you have to go for the big play in order to get the first down. So just being patient and taking what the defense gives you.
This has been a massive week for flag football on every single level, from the Pro Bowl to a youth showcases to this showcase behind us between Team USA and Mexico. What has this meant for you as a player to see this game highlighted on such a big stage, especially ahead of the LA Olympics in 2028?
It's amazing to see because we knew how great this sport was, you know what I mean? But having people see it now and starting to experience and starting to understand why this game is so explosive, why this game is so competitive, it's a great thing to be a part of. And it's amazing to see even the youth athletes getting a chance to be a part of it as well.
Have any youth athletes come to you and said, I want to be like you one day? Has that happened this week?
Not much, but they've come up and say hey, we're so excited. We love seeing what you're doing. We watch your videos, you know what I mean? And they just want to be in our shoes. You know, they do kind of want to be like us, but they just want to make sure that they have the space and opportunities, and they just want to ask questions of how we got to where we are. They're very curious, and they question a lot, but they definitely have a great mindset, and I think they enjoy this game just as much as we do.
You're becoming a pioneer of this game, of this sport as it continues to grow. Thank you for being here with us today, and thank you for everything you're doing for USA Women's National Team.
Thank you for having me.
Kimmy, thanks so much. Phoebe, we're seeing the U.S. team here really move the ball down the field with Hoosh on the ground.
Yeah, and what's really great is when you're trying to find a way to get the ball into his hands, right? we talked about it. The first quarterback, the first one to touch the football, is designated as a quarterback, so they cannot run with the ball. So there has to be some sort of handoff or lateral pass in order for the second person to be able to run with the football. And again, we've talked about it. The rushers are struggling with breaking down and forcing Hoosh into a situation. He's just so rapid. And then you come back to it, and now he throws the football.
Couple of flags here have flown. Wanted to go back to the shielding call we heard Desiree Abrams call just a couple of moments ago. That is essentially something that prevents progress, right, with or without the ball.
Yeah, and when you're, so offense was the one that said it was shielding, right? And what that means is the rusher has that direct line to the quarterback, and they prevented that. They impeded that. And now we've got another penalty on the
Holding on the defense that we have distance to the goal. First down.
All right, thank you, Desiree. Let's get another look at how that holding call unfolded on Jadion High. The victim, I should say, in this case. You can see the hold.
I look like two holds in that situation. And it is tough. You've got to be able to release quite quickly.
Oh, Pablo Smith just sauntering into the end zone for the U.S. squad. And the lead goes back to the red, white, and blue.
Said Rios tried to force him into position, but if you just give him that little bit of inside leverage, they know exactly what they're doing. The athleticism, again, remember, he's the second one to touch the football, so he can run. It's that constant threat of keeping the defense on their heels.
Yeah, Rios really falling victim to that fake, right? That suddenness that this game and these athletes can create. And now for the 2-point try.
Let's go, let's go.
To make it a 4-point lead. Pablo to Hoosh. Hoosh back to Pablo. Pablo gonna go back to Hoosh. We are now back to the minus 20-yard line. Hoosh this time moving forward on the run to the end zone. Incomplete. That one batted down by Santiago Vargas. So after all that, 2-point try is no good.
I mean, it's incredible. These athletes are just incredible to watch. Again, and be able to kind of slow up, looking for his receiver in that situation. It was interesting. They did not use Nico Casares on that drive. They just went with their other quarterbacks. But when everyone can run, everyone can throw, everyone can catch. I mean, this is like the Globetrotters.
That's what it felt like. It felt like the Harlem Globetrotters, for sure. Oh, and that's a pick. But a flag has come out, and Desiree Abrams is going to give us the call, but the U.S. is not happy about it. They're going to have a little conference to see what happened here.
You couldn't see it, so I need you two's opinion. Do we have a stripping? Yes or
I
no?
would say Desiree is terrific at the communication. So in flag football, you're not able to strip the football. There are no fumbles. It's either a catch or it's not.
I'm going to wave the flag.
Yes.
You got it. You got it.
Here's Desiree Abrams. The U.S. team is going to be happy.
There is no penalty on the play. Result is a touchdown.
Isaiah Calhoun will get credit for the defensive touchdown off the interception. That'll go for 2, Phoebe.
What a great play, but a great read. And ultimately, this is just about a DB making a great play on a receiver who gave up his body language too early. Victor Balderramos, he did not run his full route to full speed. He kind of turned a little bit early and opened up, and then just that plant and drive and great interception.
Well, they gave him 6.
They said that was the interception, gave them the 6, and they're going to go for their 2 points, 1 point now, apologies.
Right.
5, that's 1.
Yep, going for 1. And is it? Yes, it is good. The shovel pass to Tyler Davis is good. Let's take another look at the conversion here.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
Really good job. So basically what happened there is because Mexico were on offense, they went to throw the ball. It was intercepted by the defense, so it counts the same as you would get 6 points as if you would when you're watching the NFL or American football. However, it would only be a 2-point play if perhaps the Mexico had scored, they were going for an extra point, and then you would run that back. So you just treat it like an offensive play, and your offense then comes on and they complete the 1-point attempt.
Learning as we go. 34-26, the U.S. squad 35 now with the conversion, so they go up by 9, which essentially makes this a 2-possession game with 2 minutes to go. 8, the max that Mexico can score on this drive. But as we've seen, you can score in the drop of a hat. And Perez, a deep shot, but that one well covered, intended for Padron, but terrific blanket coverage right there by Isaiah Calhoun and Jamie Kennedy.
Beautiful coverage. I mean, they essentially have him bracketed in this situation. Now, the deep ball is not something that Mexico want to favor, but you're starting to feel the pressure of time. You've got under 2 minutes left on the clock, and the score line says you need to be able to get 2 scores here if you're going to give yourself a chance. You've got to score early.
Yeah, got to score quick. Well, regardless, you got to score, period.
That as well.
Right, you got to score slow, fast. They got to get one in and then get the ball back.
1001, 1002.
It also dictates what the defense is going to do. If you're USA, you think I'm going to step off. Now, they have not given that as a clock stoppage in the situation. The clock is rolling right now for Mexico.
3rd down from the 10. Perez, quick, gets it complete. Alberto Villegas, quick flag pull again that will keep the clock rolling. These are important flag pulls, keeping Mexico from getting out of bounds.
Yeah, and you'll see little tactics. You're watching USA putting the flag on the floor.
Right.
Now, that seems like something simple, but it adds an extra second to it where they have to pick it up instead of just handing it off to the person.
1001, 1002.
Perez, again, going to go behind the line of scrimmage. Now, I think he got, Villegas. We do have a flag popping out here.
Illegal flag pull. That ball's well gone. We've warned you guys twice already.
Oh.
Great
on the wall,
communication.
Desiree.
No, we just went over there. No, maybe you, but not the other guy. 5 for sure, but. Okay, 5, replay. 5, replay. Lance, you heard me? I have a legal flag pull, so that's 5, replay.
So you cannot pull the flag either prior.
By the defense. That'll be at 5 yards. Replay of down.
What?
So it's still going to be 4th and 5.
Pretty
They've
important
got
there,
to get the first down here. This is an extra lifeline that USA have given Mexico, but a legal flag pull. You cannot pull the flag before a receiver catches the ball, and you cannot pull the flag after as well.
After it's thrown.
After it's thrown, exactly.
1001, 1002.
There's Perez with the rush being provided, does get it complete, and Balderramos is going to run that beyond the line to gain for a first down and gets out of bounds. So a first down and a clock stoppage, a big play for Mexico.
It's a tricky situation right now because you only got 50 seconds left on the clock. He did a great job. It doesn't look like he's doing much, but bringing his hips forwards just evades the flag being pulled in that situation. Again, Mexico are great for these evasive moves.
The Super Bowl stage, the drama of an international rivalry, all on display here in this flag football showcase presented by Toyota, proud supporter of youth and flag football nationwide, as Perez completes that to Alberto Villegas, who has been Mexico's leading receiver. Be his 13th reception as he goes close to 80 yards on the day. Also one of 4 different receivers that have caught touchdowns for Mexico today.
Yeah, pretty special team. I mean, I think there's, on the coaching staff as well, you're seeing a little bit of that realization. Even if you score right here, when USA gets the ball
got a long
back,
road,
you know, you could you can take a knee when it comes to flag football.
Victory formation.
You could victory formation this.
The greatest play in football?
Hey, we all got to get our stats up, you know?
Let's go. All right, that's what the U.S. team will look to have an opportunity for here with 48 seconds. Just outside the no-run zone, so that is still an option for Coach Cuckoo and Mexico.
It's so challenging because sometimes it comes down to who has the ball last.
Sure.
But you look at this, and Mexico have done such a great job throughout. That's
terrific diving pass breakup by Amir Brown.
USA has had a great second half here. They've truly turned it up a notch in terms of the physicality. You see the way that you're diving with the one hand out. It's just that awareness. Even the fact that he's gone from his inside hand, it's got that little bit closer extension than his other hand would have done.
Yeah, the U.S. defense limiting Mexico to just 6 points here in the second half after scoring on all 3 of their possessions in the first 20 minutes. 4th down, gotta have a score. Diego Perez gets it back to Villegas. And Valderramos keeps the Mexican dream alive with the touchdown.
You could see in that moment that yes, the happiness was there, but a little bit of that realization that it just wasn't enough as a whole. This is what's so challenging. You get 3 quarterbacks back. What are you going to do as a defense? You're sending 2, but then you've left 1 receiver untouched, and just that little seam route and putting the ball on the money like that.
All right, the conversion here doesn't truly matter as they go for 2. They're going to need to put the ball in the paint once again, and they get it. Padron, who has had a knack for finding the end zone today, already a touchdown scorer, now gets the 2-point conversion, and Mexico is within a point of the U.S.
Alberto Villegas doing a great job of finding his receiver there. I mean, beautiful ball placement. And it's just those one-on-one matchups. It is so hard to cover for a prolonged period of time. If you're USA, you're looking to just run the football right here, burn down the clock, stay in bounds.
And Mexico's going to use another timeout.
Timeout, Team Mexico.
You have to be a little bit aware because USA have been known for making you think they're going to run the ball, and then they take a shot downfield.
1 timeout left for Mexico, so they can only stop the clock once more. I mean, at this point, it seems like it's mathematic.
Yeah, and that's where that little bit of realization, I think, came to Mexico on that last drive. You know, missed opportunities, especially in this second half. You had that turnover in their own red zone early on. Then you had another interception, which led to the touchdown. And that's the beauty of going for 2 points as well.
And Pablo Smith, again, cutting on a dime, and eventually has his flag pulled, and the final timeout for Mexico has been called. 21 seconds remain and a 3rd down now for the U.S. USA Football provides development opportunities from grassroots to the Olympic stage. To learn more about the pathway, visit usafootball.com. USA Football will also be evaluating and deciding who is going to be a member of the U.S. men's national team in LA 28, which can include NFL players, but they have to earn their right by participating in these evaluation opportunities. And here it goes. The U.S. team in this flag football showcase presented by Toyota with a dramatic 35-34 victory over their international rivals in Mexico, getting it done once again. Again, no gold medal, but boy, this was a gold medal type of atmosphere here today.
It was that gold medal energy you spoke about early in this game, and what a performance from both of these teams, showcasing the athleticism of flag football, really just showing and putting flag football on the map. All the wonderful fans who this may have been their first time seeing what the Olympic format, the IFAF format of 5-a-side flag football looks like. A brilliant job by both of these teams, these coaching staff, the officials doing a great job as well. Again, we've talked about what an honor it is for everybody.
No question. U.S. victorious once again, 35-34. Kimmy Chex is down on the field. We're going to catch up with her here in just a moment with the MVP of today's showcase. Kimmy, take it away.
MVP of the game. You really helped seal it with that pick six, Isaiah. Talk about that momentum shift. What went through your head? I mean, you took it all the way, got your team up, and USA ended up getting the win.
My coach, Rudy, he said, give him a pick. So I told him I got him one, and next you know, I knew first play out the game is going to be a curl. And me being aggressive, I just went for the pick and got it in pick six.
Now, of course, this is just an exhibition game, but these two teams were going to face each other just months ago in Panama. Did you guys have a little extra juice in this game, knowing that you missed that one and this could be the statement this team could make?
Oh, yes, because in Panama, we was already on the road as a team. We played great together. Then we found out we couldn't play. We was upset, but finding out later on we was able to play them again, we had a lot of fuel to the fire, had a lot of grudges to hold, so we ended up taking out to the field.
Now, to all of our friends who have tuned in with us here on YouTube and are watching this game around the world, what do you want them to know about the U.S. men's national team, especially as the momentum continues to build ahead of LA 28?
We're not afraid to play anybody. We're going to play together as a team. We're going to win as a team. We're going to talk together as a team. We're going to lose as a team. But regardless, we're always going to fight together to the end.
Congratulations on an incredible game and a win. Go join your teammates, Isaiah. Back to you guys, Rhett.
Kimmy, thanks so much. Calhoun coming up with that big pick and the touchdown that really turned the tables for the U.S. squad here, resulting in a 35-34 win, Phoebe, getting it done with a big-time second-half performance.
They really stepped it up. And again, the adjustments they were able to make at halftime really were the difference in terms of defensively in particular. You know, recognizing that, playing that tighter coverage, taking those risks of driving on the football instead of allowing Mexico to catch the ball, to dictate the time of possession, to dictate the speed in which a drive occurred. But you can see how upset Mexico have been visibly. This means so much to them, much more than just a showcase game.
Well, I mean, yeah, you could tell how much this meant to both teams for sure. And Phoebe, I mean, I think we saw everything that's great about flag football here. We saw world-class athletes, we saw world-class strategy, and we saw the excitement that this game can create with a fast-paced game, with the quickness of these players, and the way that they could score, the way that they could defend. I mean, we saw this game, this showcase had everything that flag football has to offer.
It really did. I mean, it was the gift that kept on giving. It had us just on our toes the entire game.
Yeah.
From the first play, they came out so fast. And then ultimately throughout this, the back and forth nature of it, the athleticism, the scheme that went into it. I mean, this is just a beautiful job by both these teams, showcasing flag football.
No question. Another big victory for the U.S. team as they push forward now to the IFAF World Championships in Dusseldorf in 2026. And then, of course, all roads lead to LA 28 with flag football making its debut as an Olympic sport. Isaiah Calhoun, your MVP. The U.S. victorious once again. A 35-34 victory over Mexico, continuing their dominance in this rivalry, looking to continue their dominance on the world stage, getting an opportunity to make it 6 straight gold medals in IFAF World Championship opportunities, and putting their best foot forward here today on the Super Bowl stage. For Kimmy Chex and Phoebe Schechter and our phenomenal production team and all involved here with USA Football and beyond, we thank you for tuning in to this flag football showcase presented by Toyota.